Do you need to call your pediatrician? Because honestly, you may. But there may be a chance that you don't. So let's figure out if you need to come and see me or you don't. Since it's cold and flu season, everybody has a runny nose. I cannot handle how many boogers I see in town. From drop off to pick up to the grocery store, everybody has just snot pouring out of their mouth. So how do you know when you're supposed to come in? If your kid has a runny nose, your kid has a cough, but they're happy, they're playful, they're eating, they're pooping, they're peeing, you're good. You probably don't need to come in, especially if it's just been a few days. So don't rush into the pediatrician because you see a little clear snot. That's okay. Now, what if there's a fever and it lasts for more than a few days? Then you need to come in because fevers make us worried. It doesn't mean that there's necessarily something wrong, but if there's a fever and it's lasting more than it should, so I tell my parents 2 or 3 days, come in. Let's just be safe. How about if your kid has a cold and you haven't had a fever and then all of a sudden you do get a fever? That's another reason to come in because it may mean ear infection or a sinus infection or a chest infection, something more. So if you hadn't seen a fever and then all of a sudden you see a fever, I want to see you. How about the pukes? Oh my gosh, the amount of puking and diarrhea that is going around right now, you have no idea. It's everywhere. I can handle runny noses all day long, but vomiting and diarrhea is the worst. I know you guys can relate. So when do you come in? Vomiting that's at the beginning of a virus, that's a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, and your kid is happy and playful in between, that's okay. And they're still tolerating little bits of liquid and they're still urinating, you're good. The same holds true for diarrhea. They're eating, they're drinking, but they're just having diarrhea, that's okay. Now, what about the opposite? What if your kid is vomiting and vomiting and vomiting and not tolerating anything? And I mean, you cannot get fluids down. You need to come in. What if you start noticing that the wet diapers or the amount of pee is less? You need to come in. What if you notice that your kid's appetite is gone and their energy is gone and they just want to lay around all day? You need to come in. What if you're seeing fevers that are lasting for more than a couple of days? You need to come in. So those are the worrisome signs. You have a kid that just has a little bug and they vomited a couple times and they're just running around the house, very likely that you're totally fine. Moms and dads, trust your gut. Pay attention to the warning signs I gave you and come in. Let me do the worrying so you don't have to.